Of course, the acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker did state a couple of matters on the record of note. He said he has not talked to President Trump about the special counsel's Russia investigation, and he has not interfered with the investigation at all. Acting Attorney General Whitaker testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. Remember, he had criticized the scope of Robert Mueller's investigation before joining the Justice Department.
At no time has the White House asked for, nor have I provided, any promises or commitments concerning the special counsel's investigation or any other investigation. During my time as the leader of the Department of Justice, the department has complied with the special counsel regulations, and there has been no change in how the department has worked with the special counsel's office.
Of course, they spent a lot of time bringing up his tweets and his utterances prior and his attempts to get a job and the rest. All of that was put into the record today. The committee chairman, the New York Democrat Jerry Nadler, drilled down on a briefing that he says the acting Attorney General Whitaker got on the investigation late last year.
At any point since that briefing, have you communicated any information you learned in that briefing to President Trump?
I know that there is a unique and
yes or no
special interest in this. I'm sorry?
It's a yes or no question. Have you communicated anything you learned in that briefing about the investigation to President Trump? Yes or no?
Mr. Chairman, as I've said earlier today in my opening remarks, I do not intend today to talk about my private conversations with the President of the United States. But to answer your question, I have not talked to the President of the United States about the special counsel's investigation.
So got him on the record on that matter. Another Democrat, Steve Cohen of Tennessee, tried unsuccessfully to get the acting Attorney General to say that the Russia investigation is not a witch hunt.
There's been conviction in the special counsel investigation of Mr. Manafort. Jury trial, conviction. There have been guilty pleas from Flynn, Manafort, Gates, Papadopoulos, and Michael Cohen, and dozens of indictments, including 13 Russian nationals, 3 Russian companies, and Roger Stone. Would you say the special counsel's investigation is a witch hunt? Are you overseeing a witch hunt?
Congressman, as I've mentioned previously, the special counsel's investigation is an ongoing investigation, and so I think it would be inappropriate for me to...
But you wouldn't oversee a witch hunt, would you? You'd stop a witch hunt, wouldn't you?
Congressman, it would be inappropriate for me to talk about an ongoing investigation.
But less than 2 weeks ago, he did comment on the ongoing investigation. Acting Attorney General Whitaker stood at the Justice Department podium and said he believes Mueller was close to wrapping up. A new poll from CNN shows that when that happens, when it's complete, when the Mueller report is finished, nearly 9 out of 10 Americans say they want to see the full report public. The Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Hare is reporting. She's live on Capitol Hill. Hi, Catherine.
Well, Shep, this is one of these situations when you almost want to do a little bit of a rewind, because I think we may have had a very significant piece of news in the final few minutes of that hearing. You'll remember earlier in the hearing, the acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker testified that he had not been involved in any discussions about pardons for people in the Trump universe. But in the last line of questioning, he was asked if he was aware, as I heard it, of pardon documents, and I believe he answered in the affirmative. This may be sort of a distinction without a lot of difference, but I think this could very well be an important piece of news. Secondly, I just want to point out why the witch hunt exchange is also newsworthy, because what we heard from the nominee to be Attorney General William Barr and also Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, when they have publicly testified, is that they went much further than the acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker, and they said that in their view the Mueller case was not a witch hunt, Shep.
And a big issue has been why he did not recuse himself from the Russia investigation. And we all know that he was given counsel to recuse himself, but that it was his own decision. He just wouldn't say that today.
Well, just to sort of recap for folks at home, the issue had to do, well, there were a number of issues, but one of the most prominent issues was statements that he had made to the media, which were highly critical of the Mueller investigation, including one in 2017 when he talked about a way to shut down the investigation sort of as a backdoor way would be to drain or cut off the funding. And he took a number of questions today about why he did not recuse himself, because there had been a recommendation to do so based on the appearance. Now, that's sort of a fine detail, but it's sort of a difference between appearance versus hard evidence. And here's that exchange.
There were career DOJ officials who advised you that you should not touch that investigation. Isn't that correct?
Congressman,
Yes or no?
I consulted with career ethics officials. I consulted with my senior staff. I consulted with the Office of Legal Counsel. It was my decision to make. I decided not to recuse.
The other thing that we learned in the last hour, Shep, is that Whitaker only expects to be in this job, he said, another 6 days, and that's a clear sort of tipping of the hat to the confirmation of the nominee for Attorney General William Barr that's expected about midweek, Shep.
Catherine, thank you so much.